Good morning, YouTube. Today we're gonna go pick up our next project car.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan. This is my garage, and this channel is all about the supercar ownership experience, buying and selling them, maintaining them, even DIY work on them. And today we are picking up our next project Ferrari. Yes, we decided to buy another Ferrari. And so for those of you that participated in submitting a project car, thank you very much. I did select one of the cars from one of you. So yes, one of you is going to split the profits with this car 1/3. So you're gonna hopefully end up with a couple $1,000. I think we found a pretty good deal. Wasn't a screaming deal, but it was pretty good. So I'm not gonna tell you all the numbers until after we sell the cars. You're gonna have to watch for that and stay tuned for all that. We're gonna go up to Dallas. So yes, the car was fairly local. It's about 3.5 hours away. We're gonna go up there, inspect the car, make sure it's all good. And if it's good, we're gonna pay for it and then drive it on home. And then we're gonna start restoring this car and get it to its full glory and sell it to one of you guys. So actually, any of you that are interested in buying this car once you see it, email me, dan@normalguysupercar.com, and maybe you can buy this car from me. So let's go up to Dallas and go pick up our next project Ferrari.
6.5 hours later.
Okay, just got back from picking up the new project car. So you guys ready to see it?
Drum roll, please.
Joy to the world.
It is a 2008 Ferrari F430, and it is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. Of course, right now it's dirty because I just drove it all the way home from Dallas. You can see there's bug splatters everywhere, but it is just gorgeous. So let me show you everything that's wrong with this car and everything that's right. So the exterior of the car is actually in really good shape. There's not a whole lot wrong with it. It has a PPF on it. The paint actually seems to be in pretty good condition. We do need to kind of polish it up a little bit, but not too bad. There's not too many micro scratches and stuff. It's actually in really decent shape. I mean, there are clearly some like right here that need to be polished out, but overall, the paint is in really good condition, and so far from what I could tell, we checked all the panels, and all the panels appear to be the factory paint. Now, the previous owner did say that the front bumper was repainted, and that's pretty typical for this car, especially if they didn't have a PPF initially. Otherwise, is in really good shape. PPF seems to be an okay condition. It wasn't the greatest install, but it's good enough for now. It is definitely better than nothing, so we're gonna leave that on. You can see we've got the carbon fiber front splitter. That is a cool piece, and actually, it even has PPF on that as well, so that's really nice. We've got the carbon ceramic brakes. So yes, this sucker does have the good brakes. Oh yeah, that's gonna be very nice. That is an incredible option. We've got these beautiful black wheels. They look really nice. All the taillights are actually in good shape. None of them are vibrating. None of them seem to be broken, as is common in this car. So they're all in perfect condition. The engine bay looks really clean. So, oh yeah, we actually have the carbon fiber piece on the exhaust vents for the engine, so that's pretty cool. Sadly, we don't have the carbon fiber engine bay, but it still looks really good and it's very clean. We do have Ferrari Sport exhaust, and I believe these are the valved ones, and the valves are functional right now. So yeah, you can tell right there's the vacuum line. So we might pull the vacuum line on those just to get a little more sound out of it, but then again, maybe not. All the crinkle coating on the intake manifold seems to be in good shape. Valve cover paint actually seems to be in good shape too. Also, this car has a brand new clutch. Yes, the clutch was replaced at 14,000 something miles, and we only have 15,900 miles on this car. So it is in perfect condition, brand new clutch. We even just had the valve cover gaskets just replaced, so those are gonna be in good shape. I'm pretty sure the transmission mount is probably need to be replaced, as are the engine mounts. That's something that's super common on this car, so we're gonna check those out once we get all this stuff off and inspect the car and get it up in the air and really take a look at it. But overall, engine is solid, the transmission is solid, so those are all in really good shape. Okay, we're gonna move to the interior, and here's where unfortunately stuff starts to go a little wrong. The good news is we have carbon everywhere. It has the full carbon interior package. So we've got carbon trim there, carbon kick plates, carbon center console, carbon steering wheel, carbon trim around all of the air vents, even carbon trim around the climate controls and everything like that. We'd have the Daytona seats. We don't have the two-tone, but we have single-tone Daytona seats with the red stitching. So we're going to clean up all this stitching. It's a little bit dull. Needs to be just kind of scrubbed and cleaned up. The seat actually has pretty good condition. The bolsters aren't too bad. There's a little bit of wear right there, but overall it's in really remarkably good shape. So you're thinking, oh, it looks pretty good. Well, there's a few things wrong. So first of all, yeah, the headliner fell off. Yeah, that's a headliner over there. It fell down recently, and of course that means there's like little fuzzy things everywhere in this car. So we're gonna have to get that all cleaned up. So you can see like there's some fuzzy bunnies that came off. That's actually the foam insulation that degrades on this car. So unfortunately that's all nasty. We do have some sticky buttons going on. So like this trim is kind of sticky. The top of the steering wheel was already taken care of. So most of these controls are okay, but like the door handles need a little bit of love. That door handle over there needs a lot of love. It's in bad shape. Dashboard interior leather looks to be in pretty good shape. There's a tiny little bit of wrinkle right there. I'm not sure if that's worth fixing or not. It seems to be in pretty good shape. There's a little bit of looseness right here, but it's not bad. It's starting to get a little tiny bit loose. The binnacle also seems to have just a little bit of waviness right here, but it's not bad. So ultimately, this headliner is really kind of a problem. It's got an aftermarket Pioneer stereo, so that's nice, and it does have some aftermarket speakers. I was actually listening to the radio on the way home. Pretty solid. We even have all of the paperwork. We have the original Ferrari book right here mounted in the proper place. We have the Ferrari flashlight. We even have that. We've got the toolkit, we've got the air pump, and we have the 6-disc changer. So overall, everything's in the proper place. The thing we are missing is paperwork. So yes, one of the things that made this car reasonably affordable for me is there's no paper trail whatsoever. I don't know the last time it had an oil change, the gearbox oil, none of the fluids. So basically we need to change all of the fluids, the brake fluid, coolant, everything. So we're gonna do that. We do have paperwork on the clutch, so I'm actually happy about that. So we don't have to worry about the clutch. That's good. That's one of the big things. And we have paperwork for the valve cover gasket, so that's been taken care of. It also has no codes. The engine's clear, the transmission's clear, everything's clear. So that's really good news. Like I said, basically this thing just needs a little bit of love, and it's gonna be an excellent car for one of you. So we are going to sell this. So if you are interested in this car, get a hold of me, Dan at normalguysupercar.com. We're gonna get it all cleaned up, and best of all, if you are the person who really wants it, we can start negotiating a price, and if you want me to, I'm even willing to help work on some of the other things that you may or may not want done to this car. An example is the headers. The headers on this car are super prone to failure, as is true with pretty much all these cars. It's only a matter of time until they fail. So the best solution is to buy aftermarket headers. However, if you live in California, you may not want to do that because you might not be able to pass inspections. So that's where it gets kind of tricky. Pretty much everywhere else, you probably can pass inspections. I don't think I want to put in aftermarket headers at this point, just in case someone from California wants this car. And if they do, eventually they'll have to replace the headers with the same factory headers. So basically, we're gonna have to do a bunch of little projects on this car, get it all cleaned up, do a bunch of maintenance. Since it's not documented, we'll have it ready to go, and this thing's gonna be ready to hit the streets and be a beautiful, wonderful car for one of you. So again, hit me up if you're interested, Dan at normalguysupercar.com. Just email me. We can start talking about some prices and figure out what makes sense. Over the next week or two, we're gonna clean it up, get it nice and perfect. So this thing's gonna be in really good shape very soon. Obviously, you're gonna want to stay tuned for all of that. We're gonna be doing a cool series on this car, but ultimately the goal is to flip this thing fast, so it's gonna go quickly. So if you are interested, you got to get a hold of me right now. It's not gonna last very long, and trust me, the pricing is going to be pretty good. So we got a pretty good deal on it. We didn't get a screaming deal. We got a pretty good deal. This wasn't a fire sale. The previous owner wasn't looking to dump this immediately, but we gave him a very good offer. He accepted it, and we both felt very comfortable with the price on this car. Okay, so I'm not gonna tell you the person's full name, but Justin, if you're watching this, you're the person who referred this car. You're going to get 1/3 of the profits of this car. I'm going to send you an email after this video goes live, about 24 hours after it goes live, because I kind of wanted you to see the video first and see if you freak out. I didn't email you. I just thought that'd be pretty cool to all of a sudden see this video come out and see what car we got. So there you have it, guys. As promised, Justin is going to get 1/3 of the profits when we sell this car. So that's pretty awesome. If this whole project goes well, we're going to do this again. If you start seeing cars that you think would be good project cars, start sending me those cars, again, you can go to my website, go to submit a project car, and if I choose that car in the future, we will give you 1/3 of the net profits when we buy that car and once we sell it. So we're going to continue to do this so long as it keeps on working, we keep making money and flipping these cars and kind of everyone wins sort of situation. So one other thing that's probably going to get replaced is the tires. So they have lots of tread, but they're 2013s and 2014s, so they're a little bit older than I feel comfortable with, and I don't want you guys to get tires that are going to cause you to have safety issues. I'm probably going to replace those, even though I don't really want to spend that much money, because that's going to be $1,000, $2,000. Again, I want this car to be ready to roll, like nothing needs to be done with it, and you guys feel safe and comfortable that everything's working perfectly. So I'm going to take care of you guys and make sure we get those replaced. Fortunately, that's going to be a big hit on my dime, but oh well, that's the way it is. So I think I need to get it out there and wash it because, well, I just want to see what the paint really looks like. And sometimes to me, the best way you can really learn the car is when you wash them, because then you kind of go over every single little inch and really see what's going on with this car. So let's get it out there, let's fire it up, get it outside, wash it up, and then we'll see if there's anything else that we see wrong with the paint. So one little flaw that I noticed is right here. It looks like the car may have been backed up into a curb and it damaged the diffuser just a tiny bit. All right, there we go. It's all washed up, looking beautiful. Turns out the paint is in really good shape. It's actually got a ceramic coating on it, so I could tell it was beating up the water really well. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna do a whole lot to the paint. Maybe I might give it a single pass just to kind of polish it up a little, but it's in really good shape. All right, so the Project Ferrari is here. We're gonna start cleaning up over the next few days. Again, if any of you are interested in buying this car, reach out to me, Dan@normalguysupercar.com. You can figure out what sort of price makes sense. Yeah, it's gonna be basically ready to go in probably about 1 to 2 weeks. Not a whole lot needed to do. We're gonna get some parts in. I'm gonna have to order some parts, do some work on it. But you guys are gonna want to stay tuned for the progress of this car and see who gets it and see how much money it makes. If you have any ideas of how much we paid for it, feel free to post in the comments below. But we've got a ton of cool car stuff coming your way, so you're gonna want to stay tuned. It's gonna be sweet.